Hey guys, what's up? John here. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today, I've watched Avengers Endgame, as have most people, actually. It's release date, and it's incredible that it's finally here, and I'm so happy. So I'm going to give you my view on the film itself, but don't worry, there will not be any spoilers, so please don't worry. But I will go in depth about how the film was, kind of thing, but there won't be any spoilers. But once again, if you really want to go in with no knowledge at all, then click off this video when you can. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That's everything, so let's get started on the review. First of all, just to get out of the way, Endgame is my favourite Marvel film now. First it was Infinity War, and now Endgame is by far the best Marvel movie that they've ever made. It's probably even my favourite film of all time, now that I'm saying it. It was such an incredible movie, and it was definitely the perfect conclusion for 11 years of the MCU. Now, the film goes in a completely different direction than Infinity War did, which is probably why they changed the title from Avengers Infinity War Part 2 to Endgame, so it seems like they're completely different films, which they definitely are. Infinity War, as you may know, was mainly conflict. It literally throws you into the deep end with battles, and boy, they were epic battles. They were huge spectacles, and whilst it did have character development, especially with characters like Thor, it didn't have much. It kind of lacked that, and although Infinity War was my favourite Marvel movie, it didn't have much character development, which was disappointing. But this was probably because of all the amount of cast members that they had for the film. There was huge amounts of cast members. There was not only the main six, but there was Falcon, War Machine, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and the list goes on. But this is where Endgame gains its strength. So Endgame has pretty much taken away characters in Infinity War from the snap. It's taken away all the characters so it can focus on the original six Avengers. It started with the original six. That's Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Hawkeye, Black Widow. It started with the main six, and this kind of ends it with the main six as well, since it's their story. Obviously, there's characters like Nebula, War Machine, Rocket, and things like that. But this is their film. This is about them. They are the Avengers. They were the original Avengers, so the film should be theirs. And I'm really glad they did that, because it really makes it worth watching all the films and seeing the original six Avengers who started in Phase 1, see it go all the way to the end of Phase 3, and that's been 22 films. 22 films. It's an incredible achievement that Marvel have done. It's a character-driven movie, which is why it's great. Obviously, it's different to Infinity War. Infinity War is more action-packed. This is more character-driven. But, people like action, people like character development. It's your opinion, obviously. There's nothing you can prepare for, really, for it. I mean, I know the Russo brothers have said that the film is nothing that you can, prepare for. And it's true. I looked at a lot of theories and things like that, and I made my own little theories as well before the film, which my friends got annoyed at because some of them were pretty accurate. But anyway, it really, there's nothing that you can do to prepare for it. There's no matter how much you think you know, you really don't know anything about this film. The Russo brothers were right in saying that the trailers were only a small part of the film, because it's true. It's minuscule, the amount of footage that the trailers give you, which is brilliant because you can go in surprised, and it's so worth it. It's an incredible movie. It's such an emotional roller coaster, and yes, people have been saying that it's the perfect film, that you don't know what's going on all over the internet. They've been saying that all the time, but seriously, guys, it's true. No word of a lie. All like I said, there wasn't as much action as Infinity War. The fighting that does happen though is phenomenal, and I feel that even though there's not as much action, it definitely 100% makes up for it with the fighting that it does have. Without giving any spoilers away, it was phenomenal, and I cannot describe it. I was in tears. There was one point where, I'm not spoiling obviously, something happens which completely turns the film around, and from then on, everything that happens is just me crying throughout the cinema, and I could not even contain myself. And it really does show how much has happened over 11 years of MCU films, and how much Marvel have in their hands. And it's scary to think. When I was watching the film, it was scary. I watched it, walked away, and I was talking to my friends how incredible it was. But then I kept thinking, can you imagine all the Fox characters being introduced? Can you imagine Avengers 5 having all these characters from Infinity War and Endgame and all the Fox movies? It's incredible, and it just literally blew my mind. But even though this is a conclusion of the MCU's Infinity Saga, it still leaves some questions for the future, which is great, because this was meant to be a film which concluded 11 years of the MCU, which it perfectly does, but it still leaves things open for the future, which makes it kind of more worth it to go back to watch the films. Watch the upcoming films like the Black Widow movie, the Doctor Strange 2 and Black Panther 2, Spider-Man Far From Home and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and everything after that. It really does make you think, oh my God, this is the conclusion of everything, but look how much it can go further. It can go so much further, and that's why it really, really, really is an amazing film. It nicely sets up any upcoming movies. Rather than just being, oh, this is the end, it leaves it open so movies can happen, and so people are like, oh, what happens next? Probably like Star Wars when they made Episode 6, and then they made the prequels. Episode 6 still leaves, it's the end, but it still left things open for Episode 7 and 8 and 9, which I'm looking forward to, by the way. So, yes, this is the end of the MCU, but it's amazing how it's the beginning of the new one, which is great since we have a lot to look forward to. Because they planned out 10 years of Marvel movies after Endgame, which is brilliant because we've seen 10 years. So let's see what the next 10 years have. And hopefully I'll be there every step of the way with you guys. Alright then, guys, once again, if you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell to notify you when I bring out new content. This video may not be as long as you expected, guys, but I didn't want it to be too long, just in case, one, you got bored, and in case I started saying spoilers, which is really, I don't want to go there for you guys, because I'm doing a spoiler review anyway, so that's where I'll put the spoilers in. It's actually my birthday on Saturday, not that I'm looking for any birthday presents, hint. I'm really looking forward to it, because it's a big milestone, not telling you how old I am. And my friend made me this Infinity Gauntlet, actually, and as you can see, it's incredible. I mean, he spent hours and hours on end, and I would have loved the actual toy one. That would have been incredible. But I think I like this more because it's a lot more meaningful, and obviously you guys probably don't care about that, but if you actually look at it, it is an incredible thing, and I thought you guys might want to see it as a little treat or something. Anyway, okay, so that's it, guys. And by the way, just before I go, if you are watching Endgame, which you should, otherwise, like, what are you doing with your life? Bring tissues, and I'm not kidding. Bring tissues. You really really going to regret it if you don't bring tissues. Because seriously, if you're like a teenager and you're sitting next to a girl that's really pretty and you don't want to make a fool of yourself, or if you're with your girlfriend or your wife or whoever, you really don't want to be, you know, dripping at all from any, like your nose or your ties. You don't want to be dripping anywhere because it's embarrassing. I embarrassed myself in front of my friends today, but they're my mates, so there you go. Just warning you guys, bring tissues. I'm giving you some advice here. Anyway, that's all, guys, which I've said about 3 times now. I'll be doing my spoiler review, obviously, very soon. Hopefully on the weekend, just so it gives you guys enough time to watch the film. Possibly on Sunday, I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.